Hi! For this video, we're going to talk about using Microsoft Word to set up your essay document. And we're going to include copying and pasting citations properly and editing them. This includes hanging indents. Enjoy!
Okay, to begin, we are going to go to the home page of our university, California State Long Beach. And we're going to go to Menu, and we're going to go to MyCSULB, and we sign in with our Beach ID and password. And this is where we will find Office 365, which I really advocate everyone using because Microsoft Office is industry standard. And if you are not already in the working world, once you get there, everybody is using it. People do use Google Docs to trade information, to make notes, but they produce everything in Office. So please learn to use it before you graduate. It is included with your tuition. When you select Office 365, you're going to have some options. The first option is to use it in situ, which is Latin for in the situation. So we could open up any one of these software from here. I really recommend, if you're going to be using it a lot, that you install it and hear the variations of installation, and you will have access to it during your entire career here at CSULB. Once we have done that, we are going to open it up. This is my method of opening it up. I have a shortcut. We open up a blank document, and we need to set it up for our essay. And this is, again, in MLA Style. The first thing we need to do is choose our font. Typically it's Times New Roman, 12 point, but you can ask your professor what they prefer. The thing about the new version, the latest version of Word, is that sometimes it's hard to find what you want to do. Every version of Word now has this tell me what you want me to do little area, and we can say margins, we can say center, we can say header. If we don't know where it is in our ribbon, our toolbar, we can simply look for it in this way. I happen to know where these things are in my interface, so I'm going to show you that way too. But if you get lost, just go up to this little area because it will be available in any version of Word. So I'm going to set up my paragraph with this little guy. Opens up to the paragraph functions, and I want to say double spacing, and most importantly, don't add space between paragraphs of the same style, because if I leave this unchecked, it will add extra spaces when I hit return, and I don't want to do that. So double line spacing, don't add space between paragraphs of the same style. I select OK, and now I can begin. So it goes your name, the professor's name, the class you're in, and the date. And the date has date, month, year. Then we do one more return, and we can do our title, which we are going to center. This is my title. Sometimes it has a second part. If I'm fancy, I'll have something after a colon. All the small words are lowercase in MLA Style. Then I select return again, and I go back to my left-hand margin, and I can begin my essay. In one tab, this is the beginning of my essay. It is brilliant work already, as we can see. As I continue typing, because I've selected double spacing, and I can verify that by going up here, 2 for double spacing, it will double space for me. If I continue with this line of thought, the spacing will continue to double with me. When I'm ready to start a new paragraph, I select return on the keyboard, and it gives me the ability to start again. Here we are again in a new paragraph. And we should say we, if we. No first person in academic writing, typically. So that's the basic setup. Now we need to do a header because we're going to need our name and our page number. So we can do a couple of things. I can put my cursor to the top of the page and I can double click or double select and it'll give me entrance into the header. But once again, if I'm confused about that, I can just put header and it'll say, hey, did you want to add a header? And you say, yes, please, I did. Now, the tricky bit is when I'm here, I can add a page number, but what I really want to do is add my name as well as the page number. So my preferred order of events is to go back home while I'm still in the header, go to the right margin, and then put my last name. And then after I make a space, I insert my page number at the current position. Then I select the whole thing. I can do it once I select because it'll give me this option. Times New Roman, 12-point font. There's a variety of ways to get to there and to do what I just did, but that's the way that I typically do it. My essay is now set up and I can continue, and if I continue on and insert a page break, you can see now the page number is following along with me. Once I get to a point where I'm ready to do my works cited list, I have to set up the interface of my page a little differently. So the first thing I need to do is go home and center works cited. I select return again, I go back to the right hand side, but now I have a situation where I need to do those hanging indents. So here I have an article that I'm interested in. My topic for this search is unicorn, and I have found an article that I like, and I have the PDF full text right here on the left. I have used this in my imaginary essay, so I need to cite it. So over here on the right hand side, there's this little nefarious button called the Cite button. When I open it up, it gives me all of the citation styles. It has APA, it has Chicago Turabian, it has Harvard, and it has MLA. We want MLA. Now, the thing is, these things aren't perfect, and we have to copy and paste them. So, by the way, just as a note, I can tell what I'm supposed to label my page because it tells me, oh, in Harvard Australian or Harvard, we call it references. In Chicago Turabian, we call it bibliography. And in MLA, we call it works cited. So I'm going to collect this, and I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back into my Word document, and I'm going to right-click or right-select and say Merge Formatting. This is going to keep my font and my size font with all of the italics and other special characters. If I did keep source formatting, it would look like what I was copying it from, and if I did text only, it will lose all the italics. So we want to give ourselves the best opportunity here. We're going to merge formatting. It's still not perfect though. I have to make sure it looks right. One way that I can do that is by going to Dr. P's MLA 8th edition Overview and Basics, my library guide. This is the address of the library guide. It is noted on your Steps to Research handout on step 8. You can also search for it in the research guides. If you want help getting access to the research guides, please look at my earlier video about that. So this is very colorful. The reason for that is I'm illustrating the different parts of a citation. So I can see here the title of a container matches Studies in the Novel, which is the name of this journal, and where it lives in EBSCO and these things are indeed supposed to be italicized. So when I go back to my own copy and paste, I can say, okay, this is the name of the journal, it is italicized, and here EBSCO is italicized as well. I need to make sure all of the little bits and bobs are correct. So I'm constantly going back between the template and the information I have. Once again, on the template, if this is too much color, please open up this PDF because this is the black and white version, so I can see. And again, it has all the things that you'll pretty much run into on a regular basis. Keeping it open, I can also see how I'm supposed to do my in-text citations when I am doing my quotes and my paraphrasing and my summary. They all need page numbers and indications of author, if you've got them. The various ways of doing that are illustrated here. Now what I do, I have a couple of options. I can leave it as it is and do them all at once for the secondary indents, the hanging indents, or I can do them one at a time. If I want to do them one at a time, I can select the entire entry and then do Control or Command T. Ta-da! The other way to manage it is to actually set the page to make a hanging indent. And the way that I would do that is to select the whole page, open up Paragraph, Indentation Special, Hanging. And now this will set up the entire page so that the next entry that I paste into this will automatically have a hanging indent. Now we're going to look at copying and pasting citations from inside OneSearch. There's a lot of databases that will have this citation option. Remember, you're always checking it against a template that tells you how the item should look. The next entry I have is a book that I found online through Project Gutenberg, and OneSearch gives me the opportunity to copy a citation, MLA 8th edition. I collect it, I copy it, and I can put it as a merge formatting in my works cited list. Now, when you have a digital item, you don't have to, it's up to your professor, but sometimes you want to put the link to the item itself. If you want to do that, that's fine. Here's the actual item. Here is the link. Copy that, and I paste it, making sure it's one space after the last period. Again, merge formatting. I don't want to lose the link, but I want it to be in my font. Finally, I have to make sure the works cited list is in alphabetical order, so I can cut this, give myself some room, and make it alphabetical, deleting the extra space. And there I have it. Now, if this is a lot to do in the same document as your essay, that's fine. You can open up a new Word document and set up your works cited page separately, and then you just collect it all and copy it, and you can paste it into your essay on the last page. If you need to create a page, remember, you can always do insert page break or insert blank page, and that'll make a new page in your essay. Okay? All right. Keep an eye on your MLA style. It is a very bad reason to get lower points on your assignment. All you're doing is following a template. The citation buttons make it easier to copy and paste, but always make sure you're looking at some template to make sure what you're doing is correct. Okay? Good luck on your assignment. See you next time.